North Korea threatens to nuke the United States. What's going on, guys? It is Friday, March 8th, 2013. I got back to my desk last evening and I turned on the TV and right on the mainstream media it's saying North Korea threatens to nuke the United States. We'll get to that in just a second. Let me give you a few things here first. This is from March 5th from CNN. Holder drone strikes against Americans in the U.S. is possible. Attorney General Eric Holder Tuesday stopped short of entirely ruling out a drone strike against an American citizen on U.S. soil without trial. More signs, people. I'll put a link to this. Now, who would these drone strikes be against, you think, if they were to happen? The next link is going to be to this. Anti-government extremist groups reach record levels, say experts. The number of American patriot extremist groups have reached record level, according to a new study. Experts are warning of a wave of anti-government violence. Well, I wouldn't consider myself anti-government. I am anti-tyrannical government. That's what the article should read. You know, people like myself are not the enemy. If the United States government operated in a way that was taught to me when I was in grade school, I wouldn't have a problem, but I was lied to. It doesn't operate that way at all. It's my belief that we are living under a tyrannical government. The very fact that we are having conversations about drone strikes on American citizens, on American soil, without due process, is a direct violation of the Constitution. So, if you can't see that we're living under a tyrannical government, I don't know what's wrong with you. But I'll put a link to this. I'm sure I'm in this anti-government extremist group category, even though I have nothing, I have no sinister plans. I just want people to wake up and see what's going on. Because the only way we're going to solve any of this bullshit is if we come together as a collective. And most people in this country, they're still not seeing what's going on. So all I can do is try to make videos and try to inform people. It's all I know to do. I'll put this. Rand Paul leads filibuster on Brennan, however you say his name, nomination, the CIA guy. I watched a little bit of this. I don't really, Rand Paul lost a lot of my respect when he endorsed the other guy, and then when Luke went to question him about it, he just completely ignored him. Although I think this filibuster did some good. Maybe there were some people watching this that weren't quite aware of some of the things that were said in this filibuster, drone strikes on Americans and whatnot. So maybe it did some good. Maybe it woke a few people up. I didn't watch too much of it because it's all stuff I already know. I think it's more for show. I really do. But I think it did some good as well. So I'll put a link to that. Because after that, we get this. White House. Holder responds to Rand Paul. The answer is no. Well, now Eric Holder is saying no. The president doesn't have the power to order drone strikes on American citizens on American soil. Even though just a couple days ago he said differently. So which is it, Eric Holder, Mr. Gunrunner? Would you like to come out and revise your statement and tell us, what it is? I guarantee you that Rand Paul thing didn't stop anything. Like I said, tyrannical government. They don't give a damn about what the people think. They're going to do what they're going to do. And I believe he said, did he use the words on a non-battlefield situation? Yeah, U.S. soil in a non-combat situation. You cannot kill Americans on U.S. soil in a non-combat situation. Well, what would classify the American land as a combat situation? Because the next link is what I opened with. North Korea vows nuclear attack on U.S. Says Washington will be engulfed in a sea of fire. This is from Fox News. North Korea says Washington will be engulfed in a sea of fire. Well, I guarantee you let a nuclear weapon go off in the United States, or maybe several nuclear weapons in several different cities. What do you have? You have an instant battlefield situation. So then I guess drone strikes would be legal, right? Because then you're moving from a non-battlefield to a battlefield situation. Am I wrong? I'm just trying to put some puzzle pieces together here. And no, if nuclear weapons go off in this country, I know it's not North Korea that did it. They might talk tough, but if there's going to be a multiple city nuclear event, we'll just go up and type in Operation Blackjack in the YouTube search and do a little research on that. In the end, it was all the U.S. government. Same as 9/11. And if people haven't figured out what happened on 9/11, you need to go back and look at that again. All of the people who may have newly woken up, maybe you called 9/11 conspiracy theories crazy in the past. Now that you know what you know, you might want to go back and look at that again. Start with a movie on YouTube called Loose Change. Because where we are now, 9/11, that day, that morning, was the acceleration point for where we are right now. Do the research and then call me a liar. So I'll put a link to this. Another interesting development when it comes to possible nuclear false flag. U.S. court charges Al-Qaida spokesman on 9/11 crimes. They're holding one of the Al-Qaida guys in New York. Thought that was interesting. I'll throw that in there. One more thing I want to cover. Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez dies. Now, and I'll put a link below that, Citgo flies U.S. flag and Texas flag at half-mast. You know, if you want to fly the Citgo corporate flag at half-mast, you go right ahead. But for you to put our flag, our nation's flag, at half-mast for a foreign president, anyone else see a problem with that? Anyway, I'll put a link to that. Anyone remember the conversation that Aaron Russo had with Nicholas Rockefeller regarding Hugo Chavez? I'll put a link to the clip. I'll try to start it right at the interview with the part I want you to hear. But I recommend you back it up and watch this entire video. He said we were going to go after Chavez. And it's interesting to note that just moments after they announced his death, there was allegations that the U.S. may have poisoned him. Well, listen to Aaron Russo's interview again with Nick Rockefeller on plans for the future of the United States. Just saying. Anyway, I'll put all these links below, guys. Please pass this video around, pass the information around. Please rate the video. It helps it get around YouTube. Make people aware that this stuff is going on. People need to wake up, because it's my belief that it's a very real possibility now. We could wake up any morning to that scenario. And then, what? I guarantee you, first that we'll lose the power grid, we'll lose the internet, we'll lose everything. We will no longer be able to communicate. So it's important that people become aware of the situation. Even if they think you're crazy, tell them anyway. That way, if it should ever play out, I really hope it doesn't, but if it does, you could say, well, I tried to tell you. You wouldn't listen. You guys take care, stay safe. I will see you on the next one.